How's it going, boys? Welcome back to Mogul Mail. Today, we have to talk about something already a few creators have talked about, the 100 Thieves versus Frosty situation. Because I wanted to throw my 2 cents in the ring here as a creator who has never been part of A, an esports org, or B, a management team. And you know why? Because they're all a bit weird, right? Think of the economics behind those things. They are kind of middlemen who want to initially maybe give you money on an esports org or get you deals.
So basically, middlemen are supposed to help you organize and also figure out your scheduling for how you're going to be posting videos, what you're going to be doing for the future, see what kind of analytics there are. Basically, just a PR manager for the most part. But it helps if you're not like me, if you're not unorthodox, right? I'm very unorthodox with my scheduling, which I need to figure out and actually get used to. But yeah, it's just basically that. But it's all right.
Deals in a management team in exchange for taking some value away, and like maybe get their expertise, maybe get some production arms. But for almost every single management team or esports org I've talked to, it never made sense. I never got it. It never clicked in my head why this was valuable. I don't know why I would want to be NRG Ludwig when I'm just going to give more attention to NRG and I would make more money without NRG.
True.
I never understand why I would want to join.
Because you do give
CAA
some of your paycheck to NRG
management groups
or the organization.
I could maybe get my own deals with my friends who I think are pretty knowledgeable in the space versus just letting them take 20% because, I don't know, they signed Matt Damon too, and we can do crypto.com bold things together.
True.
Now, this has all kind of been some context in a lead up to a feud that happened between a guy named Frosty, who was a part of a content team called The Mob. They were super popular on Twitter. I remember all their tweets would pop off 10, 20K likes back in the day, and they were signed with 100 Thieves for a few short years until it fizzled out. Didn't really go too well. And I thought nothing of it. I was like, it just didn't work out. You know, sometimes things don't work out. Frosty thought otherwise. You guys probably all know 100 Thieves. He tweeted about them. Damn, I missed the Mob House. Imagine we had enough money to where we didn't have to stress over where our next meal is coming from. Could have done some big things, but I guess we'll never know. Harry says, imagine you put all the effort in when you had an org behind you, ... Frosty says, imagine we did, but we were so broke that we literally could not afford to do anything that was worth filming.
What do you mean?
And that started the drama that unfolded. This led to Nade Shot.
That doesn't make sense. So in a concept of you being a YouTuber or whatever, or making content in general, yeah, of course you have to have extra people to record whatever. But sometimes you just don't. You just need to get tripods, cameras, of course. Even if you don't have a camera, you can use your iPhone. A lot of the quality for the iPhones are really good. And then the only problem with the situation is editing. And a lot of the editing softwares are kind of free. I mean, you just gotta pay a little bit for them, but just edit properly, and then the video is good enough, you know? Like, just keep on doing that. And, like, you don't have to be, like, super polished, Hollywood graphics, CGI. Like, you don't need all that. You just need to be entertaining, you know?
Founder, CEO of 100 Thieves to go on stream and do a bit of a tell-all. And this was what he said, part of it.
And that is the God's honest truth, okay? So, $2,500 a month for each individual. They have to pay rent. They have to find the home. We help them find the home. They choose the $10,000 a month house, okay? We also had a $2,500 a month budget for them to use for life.
For content was the end of that. It was not a slur. Please don't demonetize me, Susan. Please don't demonetize. So he got about $60,000 a year. Every individual got $60,000 a year, which in LA, you can live off that. When I first lived in LA, I worked at Best Buy. I made $15 an hour, $12.50 actually, but that amounted to about decent. $25K a year. You know,
you're getting paid as an org, right? And then you're getting money from that org, right? And you're getting money from outsourcing from your YouTube, other stuff that you're doing as a influencer per se, right? So the concept of like you completely being broke and not making more money than you're supposed to be is crazy.
Hey, cowgirls get it done. I will say a $10,000 home, that's absurd. That is crazy.
That is absurd.
That is foolish
Insane.
in a way. And I have to give some blame to 100 Thieves for allowing that to go through. I mean, you can very clearly see, okay, they're paying $120K a year in rent. There's 4 of them. They make $240K total. So they're going to lose like a quarter in taxes, maybe a little under. They're going to lose half in rent.
A lot of them are, yeah, if it's just 4 of them, it's like you're literally spending $750 to pay for rent each, right? And a lot of people just don't want to do that. So a lot of them aren't going to go for it, right? Not even to go for, like, they're going to live there, right? But a lot of them be like, dude, I'm short this week, man. I had to buy this, you know? So you're gonna get scammed a lot. So the problem is the people who you live with.
That math doesn't add up. A $10,000 home is such a phenomenal waste of money. You can live in the valley for much less and then commute if you have to, which is what hundreds of thousands of people do. So I don't get that by any means. I don't know why that was allowed
especially
by anybody
since
who's involved.
A lot of their jobs are
Nate continues.
making videos.
They didn't work. They didn't make videos. They didn't.
Yep.
They didn't stream.
I figured that makes sense.
They got here, and we'll never know why it is that it panned out the way that it did. But if you really want to go look at stats, and you really want to look at the work that was done while we're bringing these deals in, while we're paying these salaries, and while we're supporting them as much as we can,
this was my theory.
The employees that we have, the resources that we've created for ourselves, and the platform that we have built along.
Okay, so basically, they didn't work out because the stats sucked. Let's look at.
Not the stats, okay? Not because the stats sucked, because the people who wanted to have a job as an influencer or even be on 100 Thieves just didn't do their job. The fact is you can get paid so on and so on, but you have to make that income back. You gotta show some worth, right? You can't just be sitting there rent-free and be like, oh yeah, you're paying for my body, basically. And it's just like, no, that's just not how that works. You gotta make videos, hold on yards, and as Nate Shot said, like, they didn't work. They didn't work at all. No streaming, no videos. Even if you streamed in videos, right? If you made those videos, right? Cool, you're making videos. But the fact is, and the 100 Thieves name will carry you. Even if it's like, yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome to my Roblox tutorial. Like, no matter what, like, you will still be making the money and views from that. Especially since you have the name of 100 Thieves on there. So some people are going to be looking at it because 100 Thieves is a very, like, large organization.
Into that a little bit because Frosty tweeted out live while it was happening that it's insane how much he's lying. So let's look at it. We can see this is Frosty specifically. He was signed, I believe, like 2018-ish all the way until like 2021 is what it was like. And if you look at the hour stream.
How? What did he stream? What are these stats?
Streamed, it's pretty low. You know, it's about
his hours per stream is so low, but his viewers are high. Average viewers 326, bro. Literally just having 100 Thieves on the back of your name, dude, carries you so far.
Very low. Now 500 viewers is not a small amount. That puts you not in the top 1% of creators on Twitch. It puts you in the top like
that's still enough. Just
stream of creators. It's enough to live off of. When I started going full time at 150 average viewers and had about like 400 to 500 subs, you know, which is about like $1,000 to $2,000 a month. That was enough. That was enough for me to pay rent, get food, get everything done. Mixing a few brand deals, I was living all right. So that should normally be enough. Now 10K rent, that doesn't help. But also, what it feels like to me
10K rent
is they threw in 4 people who lived across
10K rent, but you're making $2,500 a month for doing nothing. right? And then you're having a little bit money from streaming. Even those stats, which was like 300, 500, or 100 people watching your stream at all times, it's still so good.
The country all under one house and assumed it would just work out. But content creators are also people. In 19 to 20 year olds.
No, that's incorrect. No, I'm disliking the video for that.
When they turn 18, they're kids. They're a bit naive. They don't know exactly what to do when they
content
live alone.
Creators are
they
not
haven't
people.
dealt with that before. And so you can see what was happening. Okay, we're going to DoorDash every single meal, live in a 10K home. You know, it doesn't just all click together magically.
Their imaginary effect.
Be a bit of guidance.
I'm not real. I'm a computer-generated AI.
Of 100 Thieves. And one of the things that bothered me watching through Nadeshot's entire speech was how he talked about how he was giving them an opportunity, how he was taking a shot.
Is everyone fact?
Which is fair to an extent, but they also get a lot of value, right? Like, you take a shot because you're hoping that they get big, and you're paying someone $60K a year, and you get a big part of their brand deals.
You can't just magically get big, right? Best example is XQC. XQC literally streams fucking, what? 16 hours a day. His YouTube videos post every single, what? Once every 3 days? I'm not once every 3 days. He posts literally 3 videos every day. Right? Because, of course, he has editors, right? That's completely different. But the fact is XQC is, no matter what, still going to be a good amount, even if his trend is going down. The fact is like, he's still going to be making this money.
And this is the one part that I need to throw shade on.
You can't just do nothing and become famous.
This is so predatory and terrible to do. So it was said by Frosty in his stream, that or tell-all, that 100 Thieves took 95% of all brand deals.
Huh?
Let's listen to Nadeshot talk about that. Listen to that number, 95% of all brand deals. Here's what Nadeshot said.
I have an email that the key terms of these deals that we bring to the mob, we would retain 85% of revenue.
Okay.
That is so fucking predatory.
That's insane. That's insane. So let's say you get like a 3K... You get 3,000 for the brand deal, right? You're getting maybe $100, $200 from it.
5% of a brand deal going to the person who just finds the deal is absurd. And surely there is a sales team that works on it, that maximizes the amount of brand deal.
But the thing is like, reading contract, I wonder if you can just take brand deals yourself. Or are you forced to only take the brand deals that your company tells you to?
But the work of the brand deal, the stream, the tweet, the YouTube ad read, all of that is done by the creator.
That's ridiculous.
85%?
That's ridiculous.
And have that in writing and knowingly
allow
19, 20-year-olds to sign that? It's so fucked.
If you have the script and you edit my videos, then run it. I'm down, right? Because I'm just like not that deep. It's just not that deep, right? At least give me, let's do a 70-30 type video, you know?
Now, he does go on.
We did 3 deals for them. And all 2 out of the 3 deals, they took home 65% of the revenue from that deal.
So they ended up taking actually 35%. To even have it in writing and to be able to exercise the option of 85%, fucked. 35%, it's still fucked. Okay, so generally, if you don't know,
it's not terrible.
It's kind of like tipping culture in the way that management teams and agencies have been taking percents. It started at 10%, and nowadays, it's about 20. All right, so 20% of every brand deal generally goes to the people who find it and negotiated it. It varies. Sometimes it's a bit higher. Sometimes it's a bit lower. 35 is very high.
Dude, I can't agree with this just because, like, the fact is, I understand, like, some of these circumstances are scuffed, but in this circumstance, right, they're force-feeding you, right? They're literally force-feeding you stuff when you just starting out, right? And they go, oh, here, Timmy, here's your food today. Eat this. And you go, you know what? I'm going to eat your food instead of my food. Like, The case is they're giving them the brand deals and giving them the sponsors, their logo, their fame, basically, the viewers, and just going, and the people are like, 85? Dude, it's me who's getting these people. No, it's not. The people are coming to you, yes. But the fact is like, the organization's basically just dragging people to you with the PR management, the amount of times you post, the things you do. Well, not the things you do, but like, I think it has a lot of freedom, because Nate Shot, when he first made 100 Thieves, there was like, for a lot of the sponsors, like, there was a lot of freedom for the people, because they weren't gonna force them, because he didn't want to have a scummy surface like how how FaZe stuff was, because FaZe stuff was like, oh yeah, instead of like, we're gonna have like 3 people do Call of Duty content, and the rest are gonna act like a frat house. Like, that's how FaZe did it. It was just like ridiculous. But 100 Thieves is just basically going, oh yeah, you can do whatever you want. Whatever content you want to do, you can do. But what was I saying? But basically, they're force feeding the money for the most part, right? They're giving the money regardless, but like, they just started out and they're just growing. And you just gotta keep on grinding until you can get to a certain stance that you can actually make these bargains, instead of going, oh, at start, dude, I want a 50-50 deal. Like, no, that's just not how that works.
Very much so on the high end. If I talk to any streamer that I know, and I'm like...
And also was on a contract, so you can literally read the contract and be like, nah, I can do better if it's just by myself.
Like, hey, what if I give you a brand deal and I take 35% of it? They would laugh. They would laugh me out the room. It's absurd.
It's absurd.
It's still a little bit too high. It is still more reasonable than the 85 number. I cannot believe, Nate Shot, 100 Thieves, that you were signing 85 deals. That's crazy. And to be like, it wasn't 95, it's 85. Absurd to me. And there is some support to his points, by the way, from this person. I worked at an agency who hired the mob for that $200,000 deal. I can confirm Nate Shot's objective account of what went down. Source, I ran the campaign. Pretty good source right there.
That's a pretty good source.
Is 100 Thieves a absolute predatory company that just took apart the livelihoods of a creator and stopped them from growing? No. Did they do something absolutely fucked in the negotiations of it, and probably should have had a bigger role in maybe overseeing these guys that they want to succeed as well, and making sure they're not going through the shitters?
Dude, no.
Not having them sign a $10,000 a month house. Maybe that's just because Nate Shot's a bit too rich, too jaded. What's going on there? $10K a month? You let that through?
They choose the house.
Yes. But I will put most
it wasn't mandatory to go
in
to
fact,
10K.
almost all of it on the individuals of the mob.
And some of the 10K houses, like some of the houses in that area, is just like, you have to go to the 10K if you want to have like a good house to be like in a group with. Like, you can't just go, oh yeah, let me get a 5K house and we're like actually shitting in the gutters. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Because they didn't work hard enough with the opportunity they were given. They had a chance. And this is how it works for almost every single streamer, YouTuber, creator, whatever you are. You have to start making things, right? That's how it starts.
Fact.
You make a video, maybe one pops up. You have an idea that works. You make more of the idea that works. You start growing. And then luck will strike down one day.
Yeah, eventually.
Okay? It can be a video hitting the algorithm for 1 million views. It can be an esports org coming to you, trying to ask you to join their team. Whatever it is, you need to be ready when that luck hits to seize the opportunity for the max amount of value.
True.
And that can be signing with an org and then exploding, like Valkyrie did when she went with 100 Thieves in YouTube. It can be like having a huge influx of viewers and milking it for every penny you can. Like Ninja, when he streamed with Drake in peak of Fortnite and he got the most subs and he got a mixer deal, he capitalized on that luck. And you have to do that when that luck strikes. You have to be ready for that.
That mixer deal was kind of crazy.
I think they fell short. And I want to make one carve out here, because I would feel dog if I did my boy classified dirty. He did work hard. And I've seen this guy. Always hustling, always grinding, whether it's making some tweets with his girlfriend or going to Mr. Beast to do some videos. It does feel like he has worked hard, and he tweeted out, I just woke up. I don't do drama. I'm not going to say anything about all that. All I will say is, even though I was picked up as part of a group I worked my fucking ass off to stay at 100 Thieves after Mako left, one of the people in the mob. They wanted individual performance, and I put in nonstop hours on stream, pumped out videos, did solo projects, talent shows to prove I was worth it. I didn't care that I was small. My heart was invested, and he tried. And then eventually, even he was cut, and he says that he loves 100 Thieves and Frosty, and there's no hard feelings with him. So just want to give a shout out to Class. I think this is a simple case of not taking advantage of the opportunity you're given, and be wary. Be wary. Okay, because content creators are as vulnerable as stories you hear of sports players who sign contracts that are very...
I think the problem with the Classic is, like, especially since I've never heard of them, the problem is, right, is, a lot of these guys get overshadowed by different sponsorships that people do. So, like, let's say, example, Valkyrie, right? They can bring in Valkyrie for 100 Thieves, and then, like, Valkyrie will overshadow Classy. So you will never see the light of day of Classy, right? And so they'll put more work into Valkyrie, so she's getting more views than the guy who's in the bottom of the barrel. Makes sense?
Very predatory and that fuck them over. And even though they're seen in front of millions, they become poor after 10 years. That happens. That happens to esports players all the time.
Yeah,
that happens to content creators all the time.
I mean, the only reason why that happens to
Send it
esports
to a
players
lawyer.
is because they're like...
Do the due diligence, because the esports teams will not do it for you. They don't care about you at all.
True.
All right? It's 100 Thieves, but I'm not your friend thumbnail. Anyway, thanks for watching, boys.
I'm
That's
not
all. See
your
you later.
friend
Goodbye.
thumbnail. That was good. I love Ludwig. He makes good videos. Good commentary content. I think I watch Ludwig and Charlie the most for commentary content for the most part, I think. I forget if there's any other people that I watch for commentary content. I don't think there is. I mean, of course, there's people who I watch for commentary content, but they're the most, like, avid posters, right? Like, Charlie posts at least once a day. Twice a day, sorry.